In a recent interview, Islam Makhachev shared unexpected insights into his MMA career, particularly regarding the fighters he respects and wishes to face. When asked by Aiden if there was any fighter from UFC history he would like to compete against, Makhachev's answer was both surprising and reflective. Rather than naming legendary figures from the past, he pointed to a fight that never materialized, a long-anticipated matchup between his brother and mentor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and UFC veteran Tony Ferguson. Khabib and Ferguson were slated to fight on 5 separate occasions, but each time, the matchup was derailed due to injuries on either side. For Makhachev, these cancellations created a sense of longing, not just for the fight itself, but for the opportunity to prove himself in the same arena as Ferguson. Reflecting on those years, Islam said, "Honestly, not many years ago, my brother Khabib was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson 5 times. The fight was cancelled each time due to injuries. My dream was to fight this guy back then because I was always there with Khabib when he was injured. I used to ask him, 'Hey, can I step in and fight Tony?'" Makhachev's desire to face Ferguson stems not only from the challenge of defeating a top-tier fighter, but also from his deep respect for Ferguson's abilities. He admired Ferguson's impressive streak of over 10 consecutive wins in the UFC and recognized him as a formidable competitor. "Tony was an incredibly strong athlete and fighter," Makhachev noted. "This was one of the fights I wanted a couple of years ago, but not anymore. I wish him the best." While Makhachev has no desire to revisit the past, his comments highlight his respect for fighters who have shaped the lightweight division. He has now shifted his focus to current competition, particularly Arman Tsarukyan, with whom he shares a rivalry that began after their first intense fight. Reflecting on that encounter, Makhachev described it as challenging but not the toughest of his career. He acknowledged that part of the struggle came from his own underestimation of Tsarukyan, who stepped in on short notice. "Arman was not a well-known name at that time," Makhachev admitted. "I didn't give him the full credit he deserved. For the second fight, I'm going to look for the finish and make everybody shut up." This statement demonstrates Makhachev's confidence in his skill set, particularly in wrestling, as he believes Tsarukyan will struggle against a fighter with superior grappling abilities. "Wrestlers with solid defenses often expose Tsarukyan's weaknesses," he explained. "When someone has good wrestling skills, he always has trouble, like with me and Gamrot." Daniel Cormier, a former UFC champion, shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight, emphasizing Makhachev's dominance in the lightweight division. He noted that Makhachev's victories have been so impressive that any competition against him is considered a significant achievement. "Islam has been so dominant that if you can even compete with him, it seems like you did better," Cormier said. UFC President Dana White praised Makhachev's remarkable career, highlighting his nearly decade-long undefeated streak and current 14-fight win streak. White acknowledged that Makhachev has solidified his position as the top fighter in the lightweight division, despite the challenges posed by Tsarukyan. As UFC 311 approaches, the excitement is palpable. Both fighters are determined to prove themselves on the biggest stage. Tsarukyan, confident in his abilities, vowed to surprise Makhachev in their rematch. "I want to get the bonus, and that's why I'm doing this," he stated. The anticipation for this rematch has been building, and with both fighters having evolved since their first encounter, predictions are difficult. UFC welterweight Kevin Buckley noted that while Makhachev is a dominant champion, Tsarukyan's hunger and determination make him a formidable challenger. Makhachev and Tsarukyan first met at UFC Fight Night 149 in April 2019, where Makhachev won by unanimous decision. The judges scored the fight 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28. Despite the loss, Tsarukyan impressed fans with his resilience, earning a Fight of the Night bonus. As the rematch nears, the excitement continues to grow. With both fighters eager to make their mark, fans are eagerly anticipating what promises to be one of the most thrilling events of the year. The question remains, can Makhachev maintain his dominance, or will Tsarukyan rise to the occasion and claim his place as a champion? The MMA world is watching closely, and the stakes could not be higher.